when some guest say something really far from your subject that you choose before recording, you just control.
Yeah, I try to be the lead for sure. I structure all the questions and I kind of provide a path for them so that they don't really wander out from the actual subject. I chose that because I'm not like a control freak either, but I just thought, people want to hear certain stuff nowadays about Korea.
That's true.
You can see it on data. I use big data a lot, like Google search, Google Trends, and I try to make my podcast episode topics based on those ones. Like, for example, if Squid Game is trending right now, it would be obvious to just talk about Squid Game or like Korean dating, bibimbap, all that kind of stuff. So that's how I just approach it. And then, I do agree that podcast should be a little bit more improvised. But I think there's pros and cons, definitely. So I just... maybe it's because my background as being a YouTuber and making a little bit more pre-planned videos, which are like very compressed into like 10 minutes or 8-minute video. That kind of habit stuck on me. And then I kind of carried that habit to podcasting as well. So there's definitely structure. I always have like a script for myself as well. Like not like a whole script, but at least like guidelines. If I get lost in the middle, like I should return to that and stuff. And when my guests are like talking about a little bit something off, I try to like bring them back, and then
it's really true that I used to make like a YouTube video of 10 minutes. That's why I like when we do a pre-production, we first thing that marketer and videographer are looking for is a keyword. So I used to do that, but this project is total different approach because I have a lot of friends who are a videographer, and they always when I talk about this project, they always ask about what is hashtag of this project, what is hashtag, what is subject. I was really confused with that question. I couldn't really answer it at the beginning, but now I'm clear. Now I'm really clear to say that my hashtag is podcast. Not like a certain like a Starbucks, not certain like a glass or iPad or something like this. But for a video of a very short duration, 10 minutes or something like this, we should have this kind of like a subject like a coffee or Starbucks or something like this. But I really thought deeply why I consume the podcast, a certain podcast, because I am interested in a certain subject. Not really, because I just listen some host or some guest.
That's true.
Their opinion. So my hashtag is podcast. So yeah,
I think it makes sense, and I think podcast comes with the idea how because it is so spontaneous and we get to hear what people without being scripted. The good thing is that people just think their mind and they can't really fake it, because in a podcast it's so long and it's extended that it's really hard to fake something for an hour or 2 hours. So I think you get to really see who that person really is.
And I think like one thing it's maybe a bad habit, but like as a YouTuber, like I'm still a YouTuber, but I'm doing podcasts nowadays. But as a YouTuber, you are always so sensitive about the algorithm.
Right.
It's like
that's true.
At the end, your goal is trying to gain views and more viewership and subscribers. And that habit has stuck onto me as well. And then I was like, even if it's a podcast, I need to try to push my content throughout the algorithm. And then the algorithm kind of favors those kind of like trendy keywords or, where all the traffic is. So I guess like maybe I'm a sell-off, but I try to get as much views as I can. So that's the mentality I have, I think.
That's why I feel that good content creator equal YouTuber equal like etc. I think they should be a good marketer before to being a good videographer. Like a video technique is second thing I really believe, because it's not really important. It's not the most important thing. The most important thing for like internet video is a like as you said SEO,
Yeah.
like
Right.
like algorithm. There's a lot of a videographer who doesn't really know this kind of thing.
Mhm.
Right.
That's true.
But they keep making a YouTube video, but
Yeah.
they don't get a lot of view.
I
They don't know why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a lot of splendid videographers I know. They're my friends. And of course, they have the video skills, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
try a YouTube. And they're always stressed, like, oh, I make such good videos, but why don't they go trending? And then they compare themselves
I
to.
did this angle, this
Yeah,
angle.
Exactly. And like, I invested this much in lighting and like audio quality. And then they bring like a 7-year-old child on YouTube, which gets like 10 million views.
Right.
And he or she's just filming at his home, like with, bad audio and stuff. And yeah, I've seen that happen a lot.
I think there's always something like really nice about kind of not starting as a host. So because I'm in the radio industry, I see a lot of people that just wants to immediately straight jump in as a host or as a guest. But I think the important thing to know is a lot of people who start off as like a writer, then those people seem to kind of see the background of what it goes around, what kind of the behind the scenes goes into making a product, which is why I think those people are the ones that stay longest within the industry as well. And those people are the ones that kind of stay the longest, as well as they can grind the longest and they can kind of survive it until the very end.
So, as you know, guys, it's not been a long time that I met one person. If you guys want to, you can drink.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you.
This this podcast is real show, so
Okay.
don't worry about. You can ask everything. So it's not been a long time. I met one person.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the first time that I hear this kind of reaction because I make a video since kind of 10 years,
Wow.
and there's a lot of type of video.
Mm.
When people doesn't really have a conscience that the video sector is really large. For example, there's a video for education for the member of a hospital or something like this, and that doesn't really get put in YouTube or something like this, and other things for a meeting with a client, give some image for a company or something like this. But people have only conscience that the video industry is all about the YouTube or something like this.
Mm.
So, as you know, as a producter, there's so much thing to think about to make a content.
Yeah.
So complex thing. It's not. If, for example, you decided to like make a very short form video for a certain subject, but there's, for example, there is some guy who say to you that no, it's not like this nowadays. No, it's really not. You should put this music and
Yeah.
you should put this music but have you ever make a video, one video or something like that? No, not even this kind of person. Every like a recommendation that I heard from people is from people that they never make a video or something like that. But they always give advice. But at the beginning, I said to myself, I was kind of debating against them because it made me crazy, kind of crazy. But now I just say, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Right. Yeah, there are a lot of people nowadays, especially with like more short form TikTok, and I think it's because like the barrier of video making has gone down over the years because of software development and just using your smartphone, and everyone can basically access those tools and like just in their fingertips. They can edit videos, they can film good quality, like nice quality videos with their iPhones and stuff. So they definitely, the people you mentioned didn't really have experience, but they know like, oh, my friends or like people around me that are maybe TikTokers or just trying out stuff, they've downloaded, I guess, like CapCut or TikTok or Instagram Reels, and they've tried this and that, and they've seen like, oh, you need to like dance like this, like put in this music, and this is trending nowadays. So yeah, I get those people, they sometimes irritate me as well. Like they're like, David, you should, try out this TikTok challenge, but that's not for me, like
Exactly.
I'm not a TikToker. I'm not.
How do you react?
I'm just like, I just like kind of take it as like my own humor. I just like cope with it with
Right,
my
right.
humor. It's like, oh, I'm an old 32-year-old dude. Like I
right.
can't do
Yeah.
that.
Good technique.
Yeah, I can't do that, you know. And then I just like, I'm
Brush
just
it
gonna
off.
stick to podcasts.
Right. I think I kind of struggle with. I can't say that because I'm very young.
Mm.
But the interesting thing is, I've been in the media industry because I've done radio since I was like in middle school. But the thing is, I've only recently, as David knows, I've only recently started social media and started making content online. And I've recently had this idea of conflict of should I know what I'm doing is like is what I want to do. But I know a lot of people, like you guys said, that give advice that, oh, you should put the song, you should do this trend, and you should kind of follow where the trend is and where the viewers are. So I want to ask you guys, where do you think it's important to follow the trend and just kind of keep update with what is new and what is trending? Or do you think it's always a good idea to stick to your gut and kind of go your way and make your kind of tight community?
Well, I think you need to really find the middle ground
Right.
because like trend is important if you want exposure,
Right.
SEO and algorithm, YouTube, the platform. You need to satisfy the platform at the end. But you know, I have a story of myself. Like so, before Korean Pizza Club, I used to do the channel DKDK TV,
Right.
and it was mostly K-pop. And we had a very popular series called DK News, and we just did the updates of K-pop news, entertainment news weekly, what's happening in the world. And it was a steady seller. Everyone loved it. We got like over 100K views per video. And I was very satisfied with the ad revenue and everything. But in hindsight, after doing that for like 3 years, what kind of is my regret is that those videos are generating barely any views now. Like nobody's watching them because the tea has gone cold. The news is old now.
Right,
so
right.
like it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like if you follow the trend, you can get, immediate instant attention or views. But at the end, when that trend is dying or is dead, it's gone, nobody's going to care about it. So I was like, when I was starting Korean Pizza Club, I expected DKDK TV to try like kind of be my pension,
Right.
I've made a lot of videos for 5 years. At least some sort of money should be coming out from it. But because I invested it in just doing short-term trends and the news that nobody cares about in 2023, it's not generating any views, not generating any ad revenue. So it feels like my time was kind of not wasted, but like I could have invested it better in like
Right.
evergreen content.
Right.
So yeah, I think you need to find that sweet spot, like where it's kind of trendy, but people will want to watch it,
Right.
over time as well.
It's like it's kind of a question about the philosophy of a way to live.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm really big scroller.
Oh really?
Oh wow.
Why? Wow. I don't know. I'm scrolling all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's my problem because I don't know. I feel like I kind of have a small casual ADHD because of that.
Oh.
Everybody has it
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
You too?
No, I just saw a report that 40% of American kids have at least some symptom of ADHD, and the pinpointing reason is TikTok.
Right.
Yeah, because of constant dopamine, short-term attention span. Yeah.
I'm a Korean kid who has that. Anyway, I saw a video of one like influencer, and he said that we should stop competing, but creating. If we compete with the other person, that about what the other person does already, you're gonna just compete and you're gonna stop because it's not exactly what you want, and you're not gonna get what you want.
True.
With the competition. But you should just create something, even if it's not really rentable. Rentable is English. It's not really like you can't really get something directly. You should like create your own thing, and like it's not it's for me it's a good reference. Hate or love, but I'm really big fan of Cheolgu.
Targu.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
The Africa TV.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I think he's really creative. He really created his own world.
Unique.
For me, he's an
unique.
artist. Seriously.
Wow.
No?
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that angle. Yeah.
Who thought that to throw some soy sauce on the wall and breaking the
Yeah.
window? Who thought that?
Definitely a unique artist, I would say.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really great advice. But it's so much easier said than done. Like once you start, you're like a lot of people start social media. It's like, oh, we love doing this and we love making videos every day. But as you go longer and longer, and make more videos, and you just subconsciously start comparing yourself to others. Like I remember when, like even 4 months ago, when I first started, getting like 100 views, 200 views on a video was like so happy. But now if I see a video that does 100 views, I'm like, wow, this video did horribly.
You're desensitized.
Yeah, and it's so easier said than done. So yeah.
Yeah, but going back to Chargo again, that's very interesting because like a lot of people, some people see him as a menace or like just a, like a bad thing to society. But like I kind of agree to your point. Like he is a like an artist in some kind of form because nowadays I don't know if you've heard about him, but there's this guy called iShowSpeed in the US. He's like this black guy. Does outrageous things, and I think he resembles Chargo a lot.
Oh wow, okay.
And I think he's like the American version of Chargo. Like he sets fire on his bed with like a Pikachu firecracker and stuff, and then he reacts to songs with like Chinese songs with the N word constantly coming out. So
the guy who make a reaction video with like a football game.
Yeah. That guy's really funny, and yeah, like I feel like some people might debate whether it's art or not, but he definitely has his own style.
Yeah,
he's doing what he wants. He doesn't care or whatever.
Yeah,
and people enjoy it genuinely. Yeah. So definitely, he looks more happier than more of the creators out there that are trying to like just satisfy the public with, trends or searchable things. So I agree.
Yeah, that's why I think that, for example, the black guy, and it's not the story of Chalgu. And I'd like to mention Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate, because I consume his video 99% by a short form video.
True.
Oh, okay.
I kind of never listen his whole like a conversation.
Yeah.
I think with the short form video, it's really important to have a very intensive speaker. Like the black guy and like the Andrew Tate and like the other guy, there was who was that? Anyway, so I don't know why I talk about that, but I just wanted to mention about Andrew Tate because Andrew Tate is a really influential for like a young kid and everybody because his speech of 5 or 10 seconds is really powerful in comparison to other guys. Speeching way.
I feel like I have to do social media a lot more because I've heard of these people.
Yeah.
But I've definitely not enough to say an opinion. But I think every content creator has people that either loves him and hates him. Actually, both loves him and hates him. So it's really hard to. At times, it's really hard to say who is right and wrong because everybody's gonna have a content creator that. Everybody's going to have fandoms where some people are going to think this person is doing the right thing while other people think, like you said, they're like menace to the society.
Yeah. So Andrew Tate, it's like he's like a very...
Sorry, I'm going to just turn on the heater.
Yeah, sure.
Keep going.
Oh, keep going? Okay. So Andrew Tate, he's a very like debatable person, I would say.
Right.
Like he's definitely garnered some attention. And I feel like, I don't know how to feel about him because... Sometimes, personally, I don't agree with his views. And I sometimes think maybe most of his views are very extreme as well.
Right.
And there's definitely haters and there's definitely lovers. But one thing, like you mentioned, which is true, is undeniable, is that he knows how to grab attention.
Yeah.
Either way. Like, you can hate him or love him, but... he just has powerful speech. I can't deny on that fact. And that's the reason a lot of people are like flocking towards him. So yeah, he honestly he pops up on my feed too because like I would be in that demographic of like 20s to 30s, early young male
yeah.
that wants to be like rich or whatever. And he like like sometimes when you see him talking about his Bugattis or Ferraris and all that kind of stuff and his life in Dubai, it looks very sometimes a man would sometimes dream of that kind of life.
Right.
But then when he talks about like women in
Yeah.
perspective or like some other stuff, like you're like, oh, this guy's kind of,
Yeah.
So, but nevertheless, like he has succeeded in infiltrating in everybody's feed,
Right.
like in short forms. And the genius thing is like, I don't know if I should be complimenting him because there's so many like criticism against
Yeah.
him, but just purely in a content creator's perspective, from what I know, Andrew Tate doesn't create his own shorts.
Mm.
He makes his followers and subscribers make shorts of him, and then he has like a system. So he has like an academy of becoming like a content creator or like becoming rich or whatever, and then he makes his creators chop up his podcast and distribute them on the internet. And when those subscribers have like a link, affiliation link to go back to his academy, he gives them like benefits or money.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So that's like a very genius system he's made. So like his content is just like spread infinitely
Yeah.
by his followers. He doesn't even have to do any work. He's just sitting there like smoking and like talking,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So in terms of being like a marketer or content creator, I think there is some geniusity there. But I don't know about his views. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna stay
I
like
think
neutral on that.
yeah, I think you can clip certain clips and make anybody sound great or horrible, but there are definitely a lot of things that he has said that are controversial.
For
as
sure.
well, yeah.
For sure.
I think male audience was kind of starving of this kind of influencer because it's the period because there was a tension between Russia and Ukraine. So after that, Italia get like a very extreme right president.
Yeah.
Also, as you feel, guys, world go a little bit to right right
Mhm.
now. So.
Mhm.
And there is a lot of people who is not happy with the idea of like gender issue,
Yeah.
and even my male friend, there is a lot of people who criticize about this kind of sometimes too extreme gender issue, and they become kind of like a little bit righter than before because my European friend really physically felt that their electricity price getting expensive. So I really felt that the mentality is quite changed.
Yeah.
So we are starting to see this kind of like a very macho traditional haircut speecher. So that's why we kind of consume this kind of thing because before there was not much of this kind of
Yeah, nobody really had the courage to
right.
say
No.
anything about that. Yeah, because you would get canceled. But
I mean, in Korea, I saw a podcast. I don't want to mention the name of a podcast, but it was exactly like this. It was kind of really macho and
Right.
extremely right, and then they just invite like a boxer and a fighter and
Yeah.
very very like a macho. Do you know? Do you guess what it is? Yeah.
I think I know. I have some ideas in my head.
But you keep creating some not really macho, but you have your own taste. It's like your content is influenced by your own taste, or it's just one part of your ego, or
Yeah, I mean,
because what I felt was if it's exactly like your ego.
Yeah.
It's like this. You are a person who like to hang out with a foreign person, foreign like a girlfriend in Seoul, and you want to like introduce kind of Seoul, and you want to talk about the relationship between a girlfriend and boyfriend,
Yeah.
boyfriend issue, and when there's a lot of like girls who get confused by like a Korean guys because they act a little bit different than their own guys from their own country. So they are curious about this kind of subject
Yeah.
of love.
Mm-hmm.
How it started your
Well,
is it just only marketing?
no, I wouldn't say it's purely only marketing, but I'm a 30, plus year old dude, and like when I just gather with my friends, all we talk about is normally dating, marriage,
Right.
or money. It's like, oh, how's the housing
Really
prices?
Korean thing.
Yeah, Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's normally around there, like when you gather with dudes, and when you gather with girls too. All you can talk about, like the common field, is mostly like dating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
so I think it's the hottest topic among my age demographic, like obviously, naturally. And then, I have the English skills. I've been in the YouTube sector for like 6-7 years. I've been to a lot of like networking stuff, and I've known like pretty much all the like well-known foreigners in Seoul right now. So definitely there was like a cultural merge over there. So like I just think naturally I was interested in like the dating scene, and then I had, the English skills, and I had a lot of foreigner friends here. So that just all, combined together. And then I felt like, oh, there's some very, unique points in cultural differences among dating. I guess that was how the flow went. And then the sweet spot is like when I talk about it, there's a lot of views as well.
Right,
so
right.
yeah, let's do it.
because they are curious about.
Yeah, like now, like the Korean wave has risen, and like with BTS, Squid Game, everything, and a lot more people are just interested in Korea in general. And among them is like, oh, they sometimes people fantasize Korea watching K-drama
Very true.
and BTS. And sometimes they come to Korea and see that that is not reality. So they're like confused in their heads. Oh, this is not what I saw in K-dramas.
Right.
And then they're like Googling, like, why is Korea not like K-dramas? Like, why is this guy being like an asshole to me? And then my podcast would provide like some contextual
Right.
like opinions or knowledge on, the real side of Korea and try to bridge that gap between the fantasy and the reality. So I think that's the market I am, providing to.
I have one story. 'Cause I have one like a white girlfriend, and she just arrived at Korea, and then she went to Daegu or something like this, and then she went to a Thursday party.
Thursday party, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then there was one guy who was kind of interested by her, but for him it was the first time to like hook up white girl. So they went to motel, and the guy was really excited by her pink nipple.
What?
Okay.
Pink nipple because in Korea it's really good thing.
Oh, really?
Really like a fantasy of like a male. He fucked her like 4 times or 5 times.
Oh my
in
god.
one night.
Oh. I didn't know this podcast was this chill.
Yeah. I didn't even know about this thing as well. I didn't know
But
that.
you can say anything.
Really? Okay. Yeah, but definitely on both sides. I think that's why it's working nowadays, because both sides, I don't like the word fantasize or like have fetish, but both sides are interested in each other in general. Like Korean guys, they've always just dated Korean girls, but now they're more exposed to foreigners and like foreign culture, and more foreigners are visiting Korea because like of the rise of Korean culture and popularity. So supply and demand, like demand and supply, like on both sides are meeting. So they're like, and there's also like some kind of like very, gender issues in Korea as well internally, Korean guys versus Korean women. So like some of them really don't have good images on each other parties. So they're
like each other.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, let me try foreigners. Like maybe they have different mindsets. And then all that kind of stuff mashed up like results in like more international dating, more international meeting and stuff. So
Do you have a girlfriend?
Me? No.
You're solo?
Yep.
And you?
Single.
No, I have a girlfriend that I've been dating happily for over 2 years. Yeah.
Happily?
Happily.
Happily. Okay.
Yes. Very happy. And I
Yeah.
have to legally say this with my girlfriend. I am joking. No, I am very happy though.
Is it Korean girl?
Yes, we met. So this is an
So
interesting thing.
you're American, no?
No, so I was born in Korea, but I was raised in New Zealand for 11 years. So I went to my elementary, middle
look
school, and
like-
high school in New Zealand. I think a lot of Americans can tell that I don't have the same accent.
You don't have the same accent.
accent?
I'm sorry, I should have done that.
But the thing is, I don't realize that I have an accent. Like, I don't know what my accent is, and I can't. Yeah,
Your
but
accent is Kiwi.
yeah, apparently. But yeah, I think the good thing about your podcast as well is it bridges the connections, but also gives a really like kind of down to earth. It's not like, it's not, it's not putting MSG on anything. It's really honest, and it's really what happens in the field. And oftentimes people more or less talk about their own experiences or experiences that they've seen, not like stories that they can kind of MSG and make up as well.
Right.
Or like I notice that sometimes dramas or TVs can make it a little bit more spicy, but on podcasts, the good thing is obviously podcast.
Podcast.
Well, I don't know how I say it. Podcast, no podcast.
I
Yeah,
don't know. It feels like Australian. For
yeah.
me also.
A lot of people say our accent is similar to Australian.
Yeah.
but we think Australian accent is horrible.
Australian.
Australian.
accent.
Yeah, come at me, Australians, but we think their accent is horrible. But apparently, we're very similar.
Did you surf? Sorry, it's kind of stereotype.
No, I
This is shock.
No, I surfed once, and this was in like Busan. So no, I've never surfed. I swim a lot, but I've never really surfed. No.
I saw one weird animal in Australia. Like it was wombat.
Oh, wombat.
Wombat. Yeah.
It looks like a small bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see? in real?
I've never. Okay, so this is a thing that a lot of people think. New Zealand and Australia are, even though we are like kind of together and we're the closest country, Australia and New Zealand are very far away. So I've
I know.
personally
That I know.
never been to Australia.
How far away is it? Is it like Korea, Japan?
No, it's like 4
Even
or
farther?
5 hours on
What?
the plane. It's actually really fast.
I didn't know that.
You're from New Zealand, not Australia.
No, I'm not from Australia. Yeah,
You're from New Zealand.
New Zealand. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Australia. I wouldn't go that low. Come on, Australia's pretty bad.
But New Zealand is more savage than Australia. It's less city, right?
It's a lot less city. It's a lot more. It's a lot more nature involved. We only have I would say we only have one major big city, which is Auckland. But besides that, I think most other cities are very kind of small compared to even Auckland is technically small compared to every other country.
I mean, no offense. The only image
I'm gonna get offended, by the way.
the only image I have of New Zealand is the Lord of the Rings filming site.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
We have
For me,
Avatar
it's
as well.
Markant.
Yeah, we have Avatar as well. Avatar,
Uh-huh.
and we have Taika Waititi
I
now.
have no idea what
It
that
was
is.
it was in Madagascar.
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 I'm not too
Avatar.
sure.
I thought that it was Madagascar.
Avatar did something in New Zealand, from what I
But-
know.
But I was living in Tahiti. Do you know Tahiti?
Tahiti. Oh.
Oh, Taika
Frank-
Waititi?
Frank-
No, sorry, who?
Tahiti.
Tahiti.
Tahiti? Who's that?
It's
It's a
a
place. Yeah.
it's in Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Ocean.
Oh.
Ocean Pacific.
No, I have
Okay.
no idea.
In the middle of nothing, and there is a Maori who live there.
Oh,
So Tahiti for me, Tahiti is kind of Hawaii, Maori,
right.
Culture.
Islanders, yeah.
Polynesian culture. But Tahiti people go vacation to New Zealand
Wow.
because even for them, New Zealand is really beautiful.
Yeah.
There's volcano,
There's a lot of volcano.
a
Yes.
lot of volcano,
lot of
and
volcano.
just next to a volcano, we can have a sauna,
Wow.
Yeah.
right? Spa.
Yeah. There's a lot of natural
Crazy.
springs and natural spas. And actually, New Zealand is actually it's formed because of the plate tectonics. So the biggest city, Auckland, is actually on a volcanic field.
Really? It's like Jeju Island.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a lot of volcanoes. There's a lot of, like you said, but some people love it. Well, I think because the volcanic fields, oftentimes not in Auckland, like if you go to like Taupo or around Taupo, they actually release a lot of gas. And I heard that some people I've actually experienced this with my mum. Actually, we were in that field for a long time, and she was inhaling a lot of the gas. Apparently, she was affected quite badly.
Oh no.
And I won't go into too much detail, but I heard that happens to quite a lot of people. So some people like the volcanoes, some people don't. So yeah.
But what do you miss the most from New Zealand?
Okay, so
Food or
New Zealand, we don't really have anything specific. Sorry, except like a good pie. We don't. No, there we have okay.
meat pie?
Yeah, we have good
Meat-
meat pies.
Yes.
We have better meat pies in
Like
Australia.
British?
Yeah, better than British, I would say. But we don't really have a lot. So I think the nature and friends. But besides that, like there's not much. Okay, I'm from Hamilton, which is a very small city.
Okay.
So Hamilton, there wasn't much. And anybody you ask in New Zealand, if you're like, what do you know about Hamilton? And there's one thing, and that's about it. So yeah, I don't really miss much.
There is
except-
Hamilton Hotel in Yitu.
Yeah, I know. I was really happy to see that, but not anymore.
You
I
were
was-
happy to see
when I
that.
first came to Korea, I was like, oh my gosh, it says Hamilton. But yeah, not anymore, I guess, after what they've done. But yeah, let's not get into that.
The
like-
reason I was staying silent while you were doing that whole segment is this could be an amazing short.
Oh
I can
no,
just
I'm
see
gonna get clipped.
being
and-
edited. New
I-
Zealand doesn't have much to see. Like it's like a boring place.
The only thing we have,
Hashtag New Zealand New Zealand hater.
no, but I think a lot of people that are from New Zealand can kind of agree that we have everything. We have like PCbang, we have like all the clubs, but it's just like there's nothing too
And the-
crazy.
And
about
no
New Zealand.
offense again, but the New Zealanders, the original like Aboriginal people there are gonna see like,
Maoris?
yeah, who is this Asian dude talking about New Zealand
I'm from
on a
Toronto.
podcast?
me I talk about I'll talk about France. Huh?
Yeah, can somebody talk about something other than New Zealand now? Yeah, let's. So you're from Canada and America, right?
Yeah.
But actually, there's a lot of Asian in New Zealand, right?
There's a lot of Asians
Mix.
in Auckland, specifically North Shore. So North Shore, for those people that don't know, North Shore is basically like the Korean town.
Ah.
So it's like a lot of Koreans are kind of located there. And it's very expensive there. It's kind of like the Gangnam, kind of a lot of the richer kind of more
Koreans are Jewish of New Zealand. Kinda.
Jewish.
No, but so those people, there's a lot of Koreans there. Most other cities, there's not a lot. There's not like huge. So in Hamilton, where I was at, I knew probably 80% or 70-80% of all Koreans there. 'Cause
Wow.
it's a very small, it's a small city, but also Korean people, we're in a very tight
Yeah,
net.
community.
Yeah, especially like even in New Zealand, it's quite common, even if you're not Christian, you go to a church for like the Korean communal aspect. And I heard that's quite common in other countries as well.
Yeah. Like if you see the movie Minari as well, like
I don't
immigrants.
watch.
You didn't watch? Like
I don't know.
most of the American and Canadian too. Like if you go to like less city countries, like
Right.
a little bit rural, the only place you can actually gather are churches.
Right,
So
right.
Churches serve as a very big community for especially Koreans or so. Yeah.
There was other Netflix episode where there is David Choi.
Hmm?
It was what was that?
David Choi?
Yeah, David Choi
Mm,
and like it talked about the Korean community in America,
Right.
okay.
and I got kind of shocked because what I felt with this episode, I should try to like search
Mm.
what
Find the
was
video?
the
But I did want to say, I do love New Zealand. Like, I
They're
want to.
doing damage control.
Okay, can we do this thing where like you clip it?
No, you're
to us?
already clipped.
Nah, I love New Zealand.
Hey, you signed the form.
I signed the form. I can't go back anymore.
beef.
Beef. Yeah.
Did
yeah,
you
yeah.
watch?
Yeah, I watched it. It was amazing.
What I was shocked was I didn't know the culture of like a third or fourth generation of a
Oh.
Mm.
Korean
Yeah.
abroad country,
Mhm.
but they're not Korean, but they have origin of Korea.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the film, I really felt that they really try hard to keep their Korean culture.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
They keep eating like a ramen, and they should like call someone young.
Right,
Right,
right.
right.
But they're like fourth or fifth generation. They're not Korean anymore.
Exactly.
But they really like try to like maintain their like a Korean origin or something.
Right,
Like that.
right,
Yes.
right.
For me, it was new thing.
Yeah, I mean that show is definitely recommendable, so you should definitely
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
it.
That's
But
good.
yeah, but actually, like a little bit of personal story.
Mm.
I got recently approached by a North American PR firm,
Oh, nice.
and they were interested in my podcast, and they said, we can maybe get you like investors for the podcast. And the reasoning behind that was they noticed in America, like as you said, first generation, second generation, until like fourth gen maybe,
right, right.
of Korean American immigrants. Apparently, the current generation is losing their heritage. Like they're losing their
right.
culture. So they're just becoming more Americanized and there's no Korean essence in it. And the parent and grandparents generation doesn't like that.
Mm.
They want to like sustain their legacy and like their culture and
Right.
preserve it. And apparently, like the parental generation, some of them watch my podcast
Right, right.
and think it's very educational for the current generation in Korean American society. And these kids, they recommend my podcast to their kids because, like, you know, we're the same age, we're speaking English. So the parents were very interested and they were like, I want to kind of, you know, support this
Right,
show
right.
so that like our like kids generation can learn what the actual Korean culture
Right.
is in a fun and English kind of manner. So I was like, wow, I didn't even have that demographic in mind.
Right, right.
But I guess like this PR firm just like let me know. So she was like, oh, if you're interested, you should maybe do like more tours or like guests in
Right,
America
right.
and maybe target that audience and you can get investment. So that was a little, you know, story I got reminded from that. Yeah. So,
I really like this guy, David Cho. He is not actor, but he was really good at acting. I got shocked.
Yeah, and Steven Yeun is on it too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the main cast. It's really good.
I feel like this whole podcast, a lot of the guys that you guys are referring to, like I'll be honest, I've never.
You don't know
heard-
Steven Yeun? You
I-
didn't watch The Walking Dead?
No, I know Stephen Young, but I don't know this guy. I've never seen
That
his
is true.
face, so I feel like there's a lot of people that
He
just.
show up often in podcast.
Oh, right.
Isn't he like an actor or comedian or I don't know?
He's painter.
Don't know.
He's a painter.
Painter?
Really?
Wow.
Okay, then I must
Do
be
you want
confused.
to watch his paint?
Oh wow.
He actually maybe you guys know this story. There was a at the beginning of Facebook. There is someone who just like tagged on the wall of Facebook. And at that time, Facebook didn't have money to. No, they didn't have much of money, so they asked to David Choi
Oh.
because tagger was David Choi. Do you want just 1% of our like a corporation investment,
Wow.
or just cash? He was like thinking, and he chose the 1%.
Of
And,
course.
and now 1% of Facebook is crazy amount of money.
1%
So
of Meta.
he did wall painting for 1%
Yeah.
of Meta.
He better not sell that, man.
Very good
Damn.
investor.
Why does that kind of opportunity not approach me?
Maybe you should be a painter.
You
I
see that? This is
Holy cow.
it's not big thing, huh? But
It's
with
cool.
that,
Oh.
yeah, with that he got 1%.
Oh my god.
1% is so much money.
He must be loaded now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a crazy guy because he traveled like alone in like Africa and a jungle or something like this. But let me show.
Yeah, like let me get him on my podcast soon.
But I think it's interesting because even though for us as well, there could be a lot of lucky situations. But for him, even though this lucky opportunity arise, I think it's really important to know which one to pick. Because I think a lot of people would also just lean towards the money, not knowing that 1% could be like millions of dollars in the future.
Yeah.
So even if there is lucky situations, like if that happened to me, I'll be honest.
A lot of people would go for the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like nowadays, I really more and more realize that maybe you're gonna have empathy about as a like a producer of a video of content. Like before, like I try to be reasonable for the production like a robot. So that's why before production, I was always researching for SEO and like
Right,
numbers. So if I after that, if I found some subject, I go with that. I go to there even if I don't have any interest about the certain subject. But the thing is, more and more I realize that some often feeling is much more effect than this kind of research in
Yeah,
right.
robot mindset.
yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get into something you don't like, David. What is your MBTI?
Oh.
Because I think
I-
it's
I don't like that question because
Oh my
I,
God. We are
wow.
same team. Same.
no,
for
because he
me,
said he's not a
uh,
feeler.
Finally.
for me it's a blood type. It's
Oh,
same.
wow.
Oh, me too.
Same.
Wow.
It's same. Why people ask MBTI? I mean I just arrived in Korea.
Mm.
And I was an employee at the beginning. There was one company who asked me MBTI.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, companies actually do that nowadays. It's
Crazy. For me, it's
It's
just a blood type.
It's-
That's all.
Yeah,
It's BS. Yeah.
I got asked that in one of my job interviews as well.
I think it's like ridiculous. Like the world is going to laugh at us if they hear about this. Yeah.
So, John, what's your argument?
Oh no, because you said you said how it's better to for it to go with your feelings rather than like these research. So I thought maybe you'd be a F, but the thing is,
You should have a lot of girlfriend, huh?
the thing is, I don't know much about MBTIs. I know the first letter and then the T and F, but besides that, I'm not.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I hate MBTIs, but like so many people, every single person I met talked about it. So I got just like educated
Absorbed.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Me too.
I didn't even care about it. And now I know every single letter.
Really?
Honestly, I know what I am
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
MBTI, but I don't.
You
I never
refuse to
answer.
say?
I never answer. If someone asks me, "What is your MBTI?" I said, "I'm not gonna answer."
My goal today is to find out his MBTI. What is this hiding? I'm so curious.
What is your MBTI?
I think I go back between. So if I'm with the social friends, like friends in a social setting, then I'm ESFJ. Well, if I'm more in a work, I go slightly towards more T, so I'm ESTJ. But I think that I'm very much in the middle, so it just kind of changes a little bit.
Okay, so you think that you go better with feeling, or you go better with strategic?
I think David kind of realized that once I'm in a work setting, I'm a lot more T. I feel like I like to be prepared, so I like to do my research. But if I'm in a social settings, I don't really care. I go with more emotions and more like just gut feeling, I think. But which is better? I would say maybe T. Maybe because I'm just saying T because I know one of our close friends.
I will just say this just for the sake of this segment, since you brought up
yeah,
MBTI.
yeah. And I know you hate it.
T, this is my personal opinion, but T's are superior
Wow.
than P's. No, F's. Yeah. T's are superior.
This
than-
conversation is ridiculous.
Yeah, but like I'll just have
Superior.
to like even if we pull out the MBTIs, I'm not trying to degrade like the feelers or the sentimental, emotional people out there. But if you want to live life and survive, provide for your family and do whatever, you need to be rational, reasonable,
Right.
calculative, and you need to have strategy in your
Right.
life. Like you can't go up to a conflict and say like, I hate this, like I feel bad, like I don't know what to do. Like that's
I think.
what if
I'm
he's
not
an
sure. I,
Yeah,
don't,
no, that's what I
I
was
really don't
thinking.
agree. I really don't agree because
Oh.
Oh.
Guess who's an F? Oh, we know one letter. Let's go. We know one letter.
no, because it's like it's the thing. If we think too much, we can't do project often. I feel like
okay.
we should improvise, and then look at the result, and then develop and modify and correct or something like this. There's this methodology. For example, I don't want to be arrogant, but there was
Anybody who starts off like that is gonna say.
there was a painting of Jackson Pollock.
Okay.
Oh,
You see that?
Yeah. Jackson Pollock, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not cultured apparently. Jackson.
Jackson Pollock. I think I've seen one of his real paints in the New York.
Maybe I should be on my
MoMA or
phone a lot
something.
more. Like you said, maybe I have to be addicted to scrolling a little bit more. What
This one,
is
you know,
that?
very expensive thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thing?
so if we plan 1 point by 1 point, we can't even start to make this paint.
I guess
Yeah.
that's a valid point. But
But
to argue on that, that's like in the field of art specifically.
and
That is true also.
some people would say that's just scribbles rather than art. So I don't.
So do you want to hear one of my like really serious takes.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Oh no, I
No,
don't
no,
think
I
I
would-
should. Maybe
I
I'll
would
be
just say
clipped. Maybe I'll be clipped. But like, I'm a very big, like, not hater, but I just dislike contemporary art a lot.
Mm.
I think more than half of it is a big money laundering scheme.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I more like the Renaissance, like the
Right,
Gothic,
right.
or like the actual art skills and like time and effort and like you know the beauty you can see. Like everybody can see it's beautiful,
Right.
But sometimes contemporary art confuses people, and
Yeah.
that's like the intention. I think Jackson Pollock is amazing, but
Yeah.
sometimes when you see like just an outrageous piece
Mm.
of something, and people call it like they're looking at it and like I feel like vanity,
Like
or
the banana
the
that
void, or like in front
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
and it's like $1 billion,
Right,
something
right.
like that. Sometimes I feel like that's just being traded to like launder tax or like you
Yeah.
know.
I really agree with you because actually I agree with you partially because what I feel in the Korean painting market
Mm.
is exactly what how you explain.
Right.
Mm.
They like a artist. Okay, some person put the overvalue of
Yeah.
their paint, and
Mhm.
there is always a very deep second degree that I don't see at all with their paint.
Right, right.
And the thing is the consummation of painting in Korea culture of a consummation, it's like they believe
Mm.
this
Right.
this ridiculous phrase. So that's why it works like this. But I was studying like art in France. In France, it's not like this.
Mm.
Like there's no like overvalued second degree like this. For example, in Korea they just put just 1 point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, on the like on the I don't know, on the canvas or
Yeah.
something like this. And then it's because I was poor when I was kid,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
this is red, and it remind me the blood that I spill
Yeah.
on the floor
Yeah.
because I was starving and I was like this, and then
Yeah.
one blood pull out, and it remind me it's really symbolic for me, and they get paid like
Yeah.
1 billion or something like this.
I don't understand.
And you realize it's the same drawing as the Japanese flag. So should I not go there? Should I not go? No, but I agree. I think most modern kind of contemporary art, most people I would assume don't understand and don't necessarily like as well.
And
I would
most
say.
people pretend to understand too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I-
like, this painting, it makes me cry.
Yeah,
Yeah. There was the big scandal. Have you guys heard about the banana that was like taped on the wall?
yes,
Banksy?
Yeah, and then this
No,
banana.
Not Banksy?
not Banksy.
No. There was like this famous paint
Yeah.
artwork in Korea, and this guy from Seoul National University just came and just
Right.
ate it, and apparently it was like worth a few $1,000s.
I
or
heard
something.
about that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
This one, yeah.
This exact one. Is this art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want, it's not really a new thing in contemporary art. There is a
Duchamp. The fountain. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
this is like a he's I really don't want to be boring, but he's a father of a contemporary art.
Right.
He's Dadaism. He's a father of a movement which called Dadaism. So what he say is like everything can be like art. But you know, if we watch some contemporary art by Google or by
Right.
by phone,
Yeah.
or when we scroll, we just watch, and someone type, "Is it really art?" And this is contemporary art. I think it's really natural that we think that it's ridiculous
Yeah.
Right.
because this art can be functioned in gallery, not the scrolling, not internet.
Right.
His idea is like this. The space of a gallery is kind of like we call that white cube
Yeah.
because it's cube and white.
Right.
And traditionally, it was really like a sacrificed, no, not sacrificed, holy space.
Holy space.
Right.
Yeah.
Holy space. So what he just suggested was he kind of he tried to put some joke.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. It's dirty thing to pee or something like this. And with the other piece, it functioned really well.
Oh.
But if you watch just one picture like this on the Google or something like this, you know that's nothing.
Right.
It looks like overvalued or something like this. But that's why I recommend to everybody to go to museum or go to like a good gallery or something like this. Not if you really want to like enjoy like art, but also it's really difficult to find a good gallery and good museum. So that's why I really understand that people can take a really bad image with contemporary art.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like I think Duchamp definitely has his significance in starting Dadaism, and then he started a new school of art and a new direction in art. But I think that is now like inflated.
Gone too
Definitely.
far.
There's like real contemporary artists, and there's like pseudo and like wannabe contemporary artists that, for example, you said put a dot and then like name it something, sell it for $1 billion, stuff like that. So like I'm no expert, so definitely I cannot verify which one is like authentic, which one is good, which one is deep or not.
you can.
Can I?
You can.
Oh, really?
Why people think like that? Because why? So like it's not been a long time that I said to someone that I just only approve like a tree museum in Korea for me. But she said that it's too arrogant.
Yeah, but anyways,
but it's my opinion. You can just
I
judge.
guess I can. I guess I can. If I think this is shit, I can call it
Yes,
shit.
yes, but for you, not for everybody. But
So art is subjective, right?
Yeah, art is subjective.
Subjective.
very, very subjective.
I have a very funny
Very, very subjective.
episode though. Like, what do you think? Like, tell me what you think about this. So this was an episode with my ex-girlfriend. I went to the Gwacheon.
Very good museum.
Yeah,
Watch on
museum.
MMCA.
Yeah, MMCA, and they had like the Baeknamjun, the Dadaikson and all that kind of stuff. And then there was like a piece from Baeknamjun too, and it was, like a television and like some footage of like American politics and like going to the moon and stuff like that. And my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend there was like looking at it, and then she was like feeling something, and I was kind of bored, so she was taking way too much time, so I was like, can we go? And then she was like, I'm feeling something deep here. And then I was like, yeah, I'll play along. And then I asked like, what do you feel? And then she was like, oh, I feel this and that and that. And I honestly, in my head, I thought it was pretty ridiculous.
Right.
Her interpretation, because like I don't know art that much, but like when I see, like I can see at least the basic frame or intention of the artist, but it was way off.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, like you're free to your interpretation.
Yeah.
And then like I was just curious, no malice or no bad intention. I looked the piece up on the internet. Like I looked the title of the art
card.
And then Baeknamjun had an explanation of the artwork there, and it was like about like how America's pioneering and everything. He wanted to like criticize that or whatever and show in media. And then I showed it to my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend.
That's where you did wrong.
Yeah, she got super offended.
Yeah, that's where you went wrong.
And then she started like being so pissed at me. Like, so are you telling me I'm wrong? And then she started going like, art is subjective, like blah, blah, blah. You can feel whatever you want from the... And then I was like kind of debating there. Like, I mean, the artist himself had an intention and he put that there. And you portrayed it in a totally different way.
Right.
And then why are you getting mad at me showing his... I understand it's subjective. I don't know. It was so like weird.
It's kind of like how in high school in English, like, we'd read a book and it's like says like the author wrote like the dark sky, and then the English teacher would be like, oh, this represents his mood and how his future seems dark. And I'm like, did he or did the author just say it was dark because it was night outside? It's kind of similar to that, right?
Because that lecture, like a symbolism lecture, is so unique. So that's why sometimes people can't really get out from this kind of like a... For certain person, the only lecture for art is symbolism.
Right.
It's all. That's why it's hard to get out from that perspective. But as you said, at least for me, artist objective. For example, I really like Soteji, and if someone say that
Yeah.
Soteji is shitty, and I never, even if you pay me, I don't listen. Yeah, for me, he has a zero value.
Right.
But for me, it's a million, billion value.
Right,
So
right.
for me, Soteji is good
Yeah.
artist.
Right.
You know, it's like this. Huh?
What do you think about the recent incident in Gyeongbokgung? The
Oh.
graffiti. He said he's an artist.
Yeah.
You're really YouTuber, right?
Yeah, we're really-
He tried to bring every
Current
actuality.
events, yeah.
I really feel that he.
They were.
But thank you very much for that content.
So from what I did the same news piece on this. From what I know, the first tagging with the graffiti that was on Saturday was by one guy who's 17 and his accomplice who is a 16-year-old girl. And then the next person was
Second one.
The second was this guy in his 20s who turned himself in.
And he said he's an artist. That
Yeah.
he's art. This is art. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's subjective, but in my personal opinion, he is wrong. And also, but
Even for me, he's wrong.
yeah, also like vandalizing. But that's like, there's a right place and right time. It's like, there's some people that protests and like throws, tomatoes at certain paintings and says, oh, they could be art as well. But no, it's just vandalizing. Even if it is art, it's just the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Igari?
No.
Who?
Igari. No.
There are some
I don't
American.
know anything, apparently. I don't know anything.
Yeah, do you know there's one American dude who tagged Igari whole around of Itaewon?
Oh yeah.
Actually, I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Igari.
What is in English Igari?
It's grinding your teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
grind things. He said that. Yeah, I want that the people know that this grinding
No,
teeth
yeah.
is so painful.
Yeah.
It was explanation, but what the fuck do you say?
Yeah.
Is that art? No, I don't think so. So I have a friend. She's a foreigner friend.
Is she graffiti around?
No, she actually did the
Igari?
Smile project.
Oh.
So what she did is like she made like little posters of like a smiley face.
Yeah.
And then like remember to smile or have a nice day or something like
Yeah.
that. And she put it all over Seoul.
Right.
And like it's like you can take it off
Right.
and stuff like that. So there wasn't like that much backlash. But I guess that is like a nice kind of vandalism, if you want
Yeah.
to call it. And like Banksy, for example, he does it in like subways and walls and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's not like a natural national heritage, you know.
Yeah.
It's not Gyeongbokgung.
Yeah, exactly.
If he did that in the King's Palace or something.
Yeah, if your friend started putting the sticker all over Gyeongbok Palace as well, I think that would be an issue as well.
Yeah.
But Gyeongbok, Gwanghwamun, there is Gwanghwamun, right?
Yeah.
Gyeongbokgung is inside of.
Oh, right.
Gwanghwamun,
Gwanghwamun,
right?
yeah,
Okay. Did you guys see that Gwanghwamun has a new entrance
Oh, no, I haven't gone there
No,
recently.
because they rebuilt the road of entrance by stones where there were before colonization of Japan.
Oh,
Ah.
Because Japan destroyed to make the tramway
right.
in front of Gwanghwamun. So, that's why there was no way to enter to Gwanghwamun. But yeah, they just re-put everything, and it's kind of beautiful.
That's nice. That's nice.
I noticed that when I'm living in Korea, there's a lot of places that I've been that I'm like, I really should study up on because there's so much deep history. Like recently, I was in a taxi and we were going past the Gwanghwamun area, and he was telling me how there used to be like like the guy who was a taxi driver. I don't know if this is true, and please, if there are people that can fact check me, please do. He was saying that there used to be like a military base right next to the army, like
Where?
the American embassy, and like near the Gwanghwamun of where that building was, and we were just like driving right in front of it. And there's apparently like a whole underground system under here, which was recently a certain part of it was released under the city council, I believe. So yeah, there's so much things in Korea that like you said, there's like so much history, deep history that at times I just don't realize.
Yeah, I've seen a recent short video too. I'm trying to get him on my podcast, but his name is Ego Bart, and he has a project like Welcome to My Dong, like and the Gongdeok Dong, like and he recently introduced Itaewon and Haebangchon.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know, but like apparently this place was a huge cemetery.
Oh, I think
It's
I-
built on graves and graves
Right,
and
right.
graves.
You mean Itaewon?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Itaewon and Haebangchon, this area.
Okay.
So when they do like new projects and construction, like people's like, corpses keep on coming out.
I actually know that video.
Oh really?
I
Yeah, I
actually
saw
know-
that recently. too.
yeah.
It just ring the bell. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many stuff like that as well. Yeah.
Did you guys ever see a dead body in real?
No, I haven't.
Never.
No.
I don't believe so. No, I don't think so. Luckily.
Have you?
When I was child,
Oh
one time
no.
Oh, God.
on the road, there was an accident of car, and I was behind the car with my parents, and I saw from far the dead body bleeding
Oh my
No.
god.
out of car, and the feeling was really particular because it's not even ghost, it's just dead body, but I just saw 1 second like this, and then I turned around
Right.
the head.
Mm.
And I was so scared because it doesn't bother me physically, but I was so scared, so I was praying.
Wow.
Are you religious?
No.
No,
Oh, yeah.
but you were praying to.
When I get
When you
scared,
need- yeah.
I become religious.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
God, Allah,
Yeah, God, Allah, Alhamdulillah,
Buddha.
and Amen.
I didn't notice, but as soon as you were saying something scary, I noticed the hand next to you.
Yeah,
Oh,
And I was
what's
like,
that?
what is-
it's my hand.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
very scary. I don't know why it just scared me
black
while you're
hand.
talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there
Oh, wow.
is there meaning to this hand?
No, there's no meaning, but
There's just no meaning. It's just like no. As soon
I
as
don't
you're
know.
talking,
It's just a dude thing because I really like a fight sport.
Oh,
I just
okay.
wanted to conserve my.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
yeah, no, because as soon as you're talking, I saw the hand, and I don't know why. It just gave me a little bit of chills.
I was always like producing some art that look kind of scary. But when I was school, also art school, I was I was in art school.
Oh, right.
Mm.
But one of my professors said that why you want to scare everybody?
Mm.
But it's not my purpose because maybe it looks
Grotesque?
scary.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really care about
Yeah.
it's what I want to make.
And art is subjective. To some people, to you, probably
For
isn't
me,
scary.
it's really not scary.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you
But-
like artists like Munch, or
Who is smoke? I'm like this.
yeah, that was scary
Oh.
for me.
Do you guys like a scary movie?
Scary
Movie?
Movies.
Do you guys know A24?
No,
No, I'm horrible with scary movies.
I don't watch scary movies.
Yeah, I'm bad with scary movies.
Oh yeah.
No, never.
My girlfriend loves scary movies, and I can't. I get a lot more scared, so I just stay away. I don't mind gruesome movies though. I don't
Like
mind.
Chanina, like
Yeah, like with blood and like gore.
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah, but I don't like ghosts and
Me
like
neither.
supernatural
Me neither.
Me
stuff.
neither. I don't like
Those
horror.
just kind of.
I hate at the same time I consume.
Oh no!
I'm quite
How can
sadist.
you? Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you guys: is a human more scarier than a ghost?
No, ghost for me.
Ghost,
like-
ghost
like-
for me.
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, because I had the same. I believe ghosts are more scary because I believe a ghost you can't fight them. Well, if it's a
Yeah.
human, even if it's a scary man, you can try to fight it.
At least try.
But
yeah,
ghosts, you just can't do anything about it. Well, a lot of other people think other ways as well.
Yeah.
Opposite.
Yeah.
But I guess we're all on the same boat for this.
Yeah, a lot of other people say like human beings can actually physically hurt you.
Yeah.
Well, ghosts can't do anything because they're ghosts too. Like they can't touch you or anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate ghosts.
But have you been to the army?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure in the army you've heard hundreds of scary
Yeah,
stories, right?
some story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us? Because I
I actually no. Apart from army, I have a very good experience
good experience.
with. I think it was ghost. I'm not sure,
Oh my
but
god.
Are we going this way? Yeah. Scary.
not really scary, but it's real story. There's one of my friend who was
Oh.
with me for this experience. So he work in Seoul, so he can prove it.
Yeah.
Just before to go to army,
Mm.
we decided with this friend we decided to like make a tour of Korea.
Mm.
I rent a car And then we went to Gangwon-do from Busan because I'm from Busan.
Okay. Oh, I'm from Busan too.
Ah,
Ah.
which one?
남천동.
Ah, okay.
Samik Beach Apartment.
Namcheon-dong is
Hwangalley.
yeah, it's nearby Daeyeon-dong, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm from Yeonsan-dong.
Really? I went to high school.
Gang,
over there.
gang.
Yeah. 연산동. Yeah. 연산 로터리.
I'm from
Do you know
Yeongdo-po.
how it is?
Ah,
Yeah, but Namcheon-dong is like, luxury.
No, it's
I've-
not nowadays.
Is it not?
Did you see 범죄의 전쟁? 최민식?
Yeah, yeah.
That famous line. 너그 서장 남천동 살지.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry
Yeah.
about that
Anyway,
tangent.
I went to Gangwon-do and then we decided to like make a samgyeopsal barbecue on the road. And then we went to grocery store and then we took everything. And then we just put jjimjilbang. Jjimjilbang is a sauna
Yeah.
where we can sleep. And then because we didn't have much of money, so I just put the jjimjilbang, random jjimjilbang, and then we just follow the GPS. And then it was too far. We were driving a mountain, and after, there was only mountain for 20 minutes.
Right.
So we just stopped. On the road, just next to road, there is some kind of park area,
Yep.
Yeah.
just one car for
Ah, yeah.
accident case.
Yeah.
And then we parked, and then we just turned on the light, and then in front of the car we put everything of barbecue.
Oh, I thought there was a
Oh.
person standing
yeah,
in front of the car.
My hand's sweaty right now. I don't like
No.
that. Yeah.
And the situation was like this: we were already driving more than 20 minutes in the mountain. That
Mhm.
means that there is nothing
Yeah.
there over there.
Yeah.
So we were like grilling samgyeopsal, and then I was looking upside, and he
Oh,
was
no.
looking to downside. He said that there is someone who come.
Oh,
There was only one road to go down to mountain,
Yeah.
go up to mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This road.
Yeah.
There was someone who come, and I said, "What are you talking about?"
No.
And I didn't even look back because I got really fucking scared.
Yeah.
Because because I was acting like a brave.
Yeah.
Because if both two guys get scared,
Yeah.
the situation go really worse.
Yeah.
So I said I was acting like a brave guy, and after 5 minutes, he said that she's coming. She's coming. Look at her.
She's coming.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
turned back my head. There was one woman of 25 years old or something like this, and then she was wearing a pajama.
What?
And then she was like she was walking middle of the road. The middle,
Yeah.
the paint of the division,
Yeah.
yellow paint.
Uh-huh.
She was walking middle of the road for car. And I got really scared, and I was acting like keeping eating samgyeopsal. Yes,
She kept on coming towards you.
it was quite far. Like
Oh, it was far away.
50 meter.
Oh my
And then
God.
after 5 minutes, he said she's just there. She's just
Still
behind
there?
behind of you,
What?
behind of me. I turned back my head. She was there, literally, but middle of the road. She was walking. The thing is, she never looked at us. I was staring like this, and then I turned back my head, and then she was keep walking.
She just walked past you guys and just
Past.
And she went?
us. She went. She just left.
kept going.
This is giving
Just
me the
keep
chill.
walking.
What if it wasn't a ghost? It was actually a girl,
lunatic.
or like someone who's sleepwalking, just
No, mentally ill.
walking.
I think.
Yeah, because the weird thing is we were driving 20 minutes in the mountain. It's
Yeah.
not approachable with the person who walk. you know.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's a fun
crazy.
story.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, so I took after she left, I took everything of a barbecue, and then I said to my friend, yeah, honestly, I'm fucking scared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
So
course.
let's just go.
If I saw her walking
I
behind
can't
me,
eat.
I would have like ran in the car,
Yeah.
locked myself up. Yeah.
yeah.
How do you even like?
How do you keep eating? Just
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I felt like I saw some T-Rex or something like this. I was kind of freezed.
Oh,
You
okay,
know,
okay.
I couldn't really react. I
Yeah.
was really freezed.
And how did your friend keep on seeing that, like approaching us and be calm?
He didn't even like keep watching. He was like
Oh,
Right.
oh.
like this because he was really scared.
Oh my god.
The people used to say if you give attention to ghosts, then because they know that you can see them, they start messing with you. But so when you see a ghost, you're supposed to act like you don't see anything.
Oh
'Cause then-
my
yeah,
God,
but
this is crazy.
Luckily, I've never had a ghost encounter.
Me
Have you, David?
neither. No,
Yeah,
but
but-
I've heard like very scary stories
Yeah.
from church.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Probably made up, but the most classic
Probably.
one
Yeah,
is like if you see a ghost, like normally church people they do like the 주기도문, what do
Yeah,
you call
yeah.
it, the Apostles'
Oh,
Creed
I've
or
heard
whatever.
this. Yeah.
And then if you have low faith, if you're not faithful enough, the ghost is going to say it in backwards,
Backwards, yeah.
reverse, and
Like-
approach you.
Yeah.
Mm.
My girlfriend recently told me this.
That was scary as hell. Yeah.
So we thought it would be a great idea to rememorize it backwards.
No.
And then the ghost will say it like the right way around.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I think for me, one of the scariest stories was definitely in the army because you're in the 훈련소, you're in the training facility, and you know everyone's stressed out, and then you just hear a lot of, especially like just before you go to like sorry, I forgot what's the Korean term when you go rotate so nobody kills themselves when you rotate.
yeah.
What is it?
불침번.
Yeah,
Night
불침번?
shift. Yeah.
Yeah, 불침번. Yeah, and people always say scary stories.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Yeah, those are
hated that.
classic. Like somebody hung themselves in the bathroom,
Yeah.
suicide, and
Yeah,
you can see him walking at night.
yeah.
I talked about my story to my coworker,
Oh,
and then he shouted.
oh
Because
yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of changed the story to
Oh.
make him
Oh,
surprised.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, like this. And he was like,
yeah. I don't usually like scary stories, but it's fun to scare people if I know it.
Mm,
But it's definitely a topic that I'm very weak in.
yeah.
the reason that I talked about scary movie was for me a scary movie is often really creative.
Oh,
For me,
Mm.
that's why I talked about the A24, but I can't really share with you because you guys.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have the
us.
balls to hear.
yeah.
Like there was this one movie. It's called Lights Up, Lights Off,
Oh,
and
I don't know.
the concept is like when you turn off the lights, there's a ghost over there. So you have to turn on the lights constantly, but the lights keep turning off.
Yeah.
Mm.
So in the house, they're trapped and they're trying to escape and turning on all the lights. After watching that movie, for a whole week, I turned all my lights in my house, and
Oh.
yeah, I could
Poor
not.
electricity.
I could not sleep with the lights off.
I couldn't wash my hair after watching The
Oh.
Ring.
Oh no!
Right.
You do you remember?
I
The
know
Ring?
that scene. Yeah.
Ring was a really scary movie at that time.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
nowadays it become kind of that
A meme,
level.
yeah, yeah.
But at that time it was really like a.
Oh. Can we
Big
move
thing,
to
huh?
another topic?
I think for me, I don't know if you guys know 숨바꼭질, which is like
Uh,
hide and seek. It's a Korean movie, and it's based on a true story of like a story of somebody that lives between like the attics and between like roofs,
Oh no!
and then this person comes out at night and like eats your food and then kind of
and
and then go back hide.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And then that was based on a true, apparently
But
based
that's
on
not a
true-
ghost.
Yeah, it's not a
It's
ghost,
a person. Yeah.
but that is what really
That's creepy.
scared me. Yeah.
yeah.
Just like thinking that someone actually could be living amongst us.
Mm.
But I want to ask, what is the scariest movie that you've ever watched? Like that one specific scary movie.
It's a Hereditary.
Which one?
Hereditary. It's called.
don't-
Sorry for my pronunciation.
No.
Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Yeah,
I don't know.
how does-
But I'm probably not gonna watch it anyways.
Okay. Oh wow, that looks scary as hell. That looks definitely scary. Okay.
No, like
David.
honestly, Western horror movies are not that scary to me.
Okay.
Mm.
David.
Japanese ones
Japanese
like
one is really
spook me
scary.
out. Like they are crazy.
What would it take for you to like do a reaction video? on
I'm not
this?
gonna do it.
You would never do it.
No,
Even if it's like 10 million likes.
I'll do it.
Maybe like 500,000.
I'll do it.
500,000.
Okay, that much I'll do. it.
500,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But Japanese, there's something really special in Japanese movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
For example, I'm really big fan of Battle Royale.
Battle
Oh.
Royale.
Battle Royale.
Mm.
And it's really, for me, it's really like a significant movie.
Mm.
For me, really crazy good.
Did you see Alice in Borderland? That's very similar to Battle Royale.
Oh,
It's
wow.
Japanese?
Yeah, it's Japanese.
Of,
It's on Netflix.
Oh.
So it's like a more modern version. They are trapped in like Shibuya or like Tokyo,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they start killing each other because it's a competition.
Oh.
Yeah, you should try it out.
The actual killing each other because I'm trapped, or the actual movie?
I don't know. Like I don't know the whole. It's philosophical. It's like I don't know the whole setting, but they're trapped inside a whole game, and there's like a game master, and they're
Right.
the people trapped there
Oh.
like are supposed to kill each other.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I've seen like the posters. It's really famous, right?
Yeah, it's pretty famous, but fun.
Oh, that it actually looks really entertaining. There are so many like, as time goes on and as technology gets better and more people are interested in media, there are so many good content
Yeah,
available that it's really hard to just keep track of everything, right?
right.
I have one question to that.
Yes.
How can you invite all those K-pop star to your show?
Oh,
How-
The K-pop idols I invite, to be honest, they're not like super famous. That's how I can like invite them because
Right.
they need the
but
publicity
yeah,
too.
but they are star. Also.
Yeah, I guess to
They-
some extent.
specifically the beauty pageant. I'm curious.
So first of
Let
all,
me bring some girls to my podcast.
so first of all, like I do have like the profile from my DKDK
Right,
channel.
right.
It has a lot of subscribers, so they will be first interested in that. I do have that
The blue check.
stupid blue check on the
Hey.
Instagram, so it's like more credible. But most of the times they reach out to me first.
Oh,
via
wow.
Email. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the agency emails me and they're like, should we collab? And I'm like, yeah, why not?
Oh okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But you started by you started your podcast with non-popular.
So my friends are like all
Hmm.
YouTubers.
Yeah.
Your friends, YouTuber
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
I think you're one of the few people that I know that knows a lot of people. Like when I first met David, I was surprised that we have a lot of people that we know each other, but we've never met. But it's not surprising because I noticed that you have a really wide network of people that you're really close with as well.
that's very ironic because I'm a very introvert person. I don't like socializing. I don't like networking. I hate parties.
Now you
Ah.
want to go back to your home right
yeah,
now.
yeah. Not now. But like if I'm at a party at night, I immediately want to just
Oh, really?
go
Mm.
home. But when I'm making content, I like to have another person because like by myself it's kind of lonely and
Right.
boring. So
Mm.
like I'm forced to like get more people, and then I get friends with them, and I guess that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
For 2 or 3 hours, you're good, but not
Yeah.
more, right? Not
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
right?
But I try to do my best. Like I at least try to buy them lunch or like that kind of
Right,
stuff.
I'm kind of like you because I'm
Mm.
really extremely introvert,
Mm.
but at the same time I'm not shy at all
Mm.
with people. But people get me tired.
Me
kind
too.
of.
They just drain my energy.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm very opposite. I love meeting people. I like being around. Like I feel tired if I'm alone, and then when I meet people, I've never really felt tired while being with other people, unless it's like really boring. But most situations, like 99%, I feel energetic. Like today, I had 2.5 hours of sleep today,
What?
but I feel fine. Like
what
right
were
now,
you doing at
2.5.
night?
yeah, a lot of work, a lot of work.
A lot of
What-
work.
what do you
What
work?
work?
So I make my own personal content every day. Like
OnlyFans.
you wish, my hands,
But-
maybe my feet. No. So I make.
I watched some video from your YouTube channel, but
thank you.
apart from that, what you make?
Yeah, so I currently right now I do the news pill, which is a daily content that I make, which is like a 1 minute, 1 minute and a half of Korean news translated into English, and I would cover like 3 to 4 news and put my opinion. And because that requires at least 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours of writing the script, recording,
What?
and editing. Yeah, it takes a long time
My
to read
God.
all the articles as well. So that
you
takes.
should just use ChatGPT.
I do that
Me too.
personally.
ChatGPT is great, but also
Great.
there are some news articles or details that it doesn't filter
I get it.
perfectly.
Yeah.
And also, this is a little bit of a spoiler, and I don't think people on my channel knows this as well. But starting next year, January, I'll be a junior writer. I'll be a sub writer for a show at Arirang Radio. So today as well, I went to Arirang Station. I woke up at 4 a.m. ish, and I went to Arirang Station to, see how to work and how I can easily adjust to the show that I'll be working with. So with the late editing, as well as we also met yesterday, so a lot of schedule happened yesterday and this morning. So I was extremely tired if I'm by myself. But now, like doing the podcast and us meeting, I'm perfectly fine. But as soon as I'm alone, my energy is just going to be gone.
You're born like a journalist.
I don't like people saying I'm a journalist. A lot of people say I am, but I don't think I'm like smart enough to be a journalist.
So
I don't
what
know.
do you define yourself as?
I think I'm just a guy who collects news and then just adds more on my opinion. Because I do focus more on my opinions. But yeah, I don't know. This idea of journalism, like, it puts a lot of weight on my shoulders, which is kind of like I try to distance myself. Because if I call myself a journalist, I sometimes feel like it doesn't give, like, it kind of undermines the credibility of other real journalists. Because I only take their articles and I just summarize it. So yeah, I feel very bad of calling myself a journalist. But yeah,
For me, there was one friend who asked me, told me that, so you did, when I was talking about this podcast project and I was starting to making, he said that, so you decided to do some journalist thing. For me, the word journalist was really strange for me. But I was thinking, but I said to myself, he's right. Because I'm not really journalist, like a microphone like this, but at the same time, I try to like bring some message from other guys.
right.
Not really far.
Right. Also, I'm curious, David, when you did on your other channel, when you did the channel about news, or the corner about news, did you feel like you were a journalist?
A lot of people called us journalists, and I had to excuse myself, like, I am not a journalist. I'm just a YouTuber. It's entertainment purposes, but it's how the people receive it.
Right.
The receivers are going to call you journalist if they feel like you are doing like journalism or news. So I guess,
Yeah, I feel that, and I get that a lot, and I don't know why. I think I'm similar to you, where I try to be like, no, I'm just providing, I am providing informative content.
Yeah.
But I find myself struggling
But
to
like
myself.
in this time and era, who is a real journalist and who's a fake journalist?
That is true.
Yeah, like there's no boundary.
Yeah, because I do notice, because some of the news, like big corporate companies that I take news from, they copy and paste other people's articles as well. So I do notice it.
So
quite
like,
a lot.
I guess there's a lot of standards, but just purely in traffic
Right.
and views, the so-called real journalists were in the BBC or whatever.
Right.
They put out articles like barely 10 people, 100 people watch
Yeah.
it. But YouTubers on, like Philip DeFranco or like news channels, they put out news, millions of people watch it. So if you were to call a journalist, who is the journalist? I don't know. So like,
That is true.
very tricky, in my opinion.
Yeah, but in YouTube, there was one. I saw one society, one company who follow traditional way of journalism, like Asian Boss.
Asian
Asian
Boss,
Boss,
yeah.
Yeah, they exactly like a television style.
Right.
But apart from that, there is a lot of way to journalist. If you guys want, we can have a pee break.
Yeah, for sure. I need to go to pee.
Yeah.
I felt that. I
Yeah.
saw that you were like
Yeah.
moving.
I'm sustaining from the water for now, but yeah.
Water.
Water.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I was looking at all the equipment and stuff, and I'm really impressed with like the branding here too. Yeah, the little touches.
Yeah, I tried.
I think there are a lot of like fine details, like even the lighting as well, like different colors that you've used, like, or even people
The
won't know,
foot
but
pads,
even the foot pads that you provided, it's like those little fine details. I think the studio has really done really well.
I care about this kind of detail because as you know, like you invite some guest, they're not actor, so
yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
why?
Because like recently he came to my like little 작업실 studio,
Yeah.
and I gave him like plastic chairs, like the what do you call it?
I don't know, it's
The
like
포장마차 plastic chairs to sit on, and I was sitting on like a chair like this.
it's not that bad because I don't mind too much, but yeah, it's just like No, but you said you might do something like that, so hopefully you will invest and it'll grow, and I'll be,
Be
one
good
day.
to your guests.
Yeah, I'll be one day be able to sit on a sittable chair.
Okay.
When I make an interview video with a non-actor guest, a non-actor person, if the lighting is too powerful, and if the space is quite strange for non-actor people,
Right.
they're quite get really stressed. So I can't get like a genuine idea,
Right.
and I can feel their comfortable status.
Right.
That's why I should like look around to find a very comfortable chair and something to put your foot on.
Yeah.
And even the light, I put this grid because this grid just concentrate the light,
Right.
and then it can permit to open the eyes correctly.
Wow.
This kind of thing, everything to make it comfortable.
Yeah.
So I don't really put the power of a light in this light
Right. Right.
because it become too bright. So if I like I try to be egoist to have a good quality of video, I put the maximum of light, and but the thing is, it's not good for a guest.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, but it's really good. Like you have so many different angles of light as well that there's no really harsh shadows anywhere as well.
Yeah.
So I think
That's
it's
exactly
it's really good.
I did because as you know, if there is one very strong light and it make too much shadow here,
Yeah.
so it makes ugly.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm quite interested in light sound.
Very fine details. I've
Yeah.
noticed very fine details.
Thank you. Wow. So I was another question. I can talk about the studio for an hour because it's my interest also.
Right.
Because you're all like a content creator. So if you guys have a question,
Oh no. I'll talk about it like when I need it.
Yeah.
I'll hit you up like when I'm making my own studio. I'm like, could you consulting or something? Yeah.
I'll hit you up. I'll ask you when I have the money because my videos I just film in my living room.
Yeah.
I just turn the light on. And
Right now I'm using like a free government studio space and
Wow.
just like
Is it
film-
free?
Yeah, for me
Wow,
it's free.
That's
why
really nice.
especially for you?
So famous. He has the blue tick.
No, it's complicated, but I was like accepted in this government program and they
Nice.
had like perks, like you can use the studio and stuff. So.
I prefer that.
Really?
this
No,
one
no.
expensive.
I want this now.
But you know, I started to like posting about the technique of to building a podcast studio on Naver. Because I really want to share with people who want to create their own podcast in video.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I want to grow all together. That's why I invited you guys.
Right.
Because the market is quite small in Korea.
Yes.
So
true.
my first mission is grow this market, and then I'm gonna do something with them.
Right.
But alone, I can't really grow. I really feel. So I should. I really think that we should like help together and then
Yeah.
grow all like
Right.
raps in Korea, because rap was nothing in before.
Yeah.
But
Hip hop culture. Yeah.
hip hop culture. But
Yeah.
it grew, and everyone grew all together.
Right. That's the exact same mentality I have because in the creator space, there are people that are always like competing
Yeah.
with each other. They have that mindset like, oh, he copied my content. Oh, he's doing the same content. Like, oh, he started a podcast too. Like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, I did it first. Like, oh, he's stealing my subscribers. That kind of stuff. But I think that's all like bullshit because,
Right.
you know, like if you're doing the similar content, you're doing similar format, then that space is growing as a
Exactly,
whole.
yeah.
And then it's gathering more audience. And that audience is going to go back and forth from your content and his content. So we're all together like growing.
Yeah.
But I've noticed a lot of creators are like very jealous or envious or like anxious about like
Right.
other people starting new podcasts and
Yeah.
doing this similar stuff. And
I really disagree with this kind of people because I feel that they are really small-minded people.
yeah.
Like 그릇이 작은.
Yeah.
Like for example, I believe that even if there is someone who try to imitate my perspective of a podcast and other thing, they can't. Even if
Right, right.
I share my technique, they can't,
Yeah,
because
right.
we all have different like idea and perspective
Right.
by their own experience of life.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they can't,
Yeah.
like for example, even if I try to imitate a rap skill of Eminem, I can't.
Yeah, I think it's you. I think what you said is exactly true. Is in the way that everybody can do the same thing, but the thing is, we all lived a very different life, and we all have so many different stories. And
Yeah.
the thing I like about podcasts is, yeah, people giving opinions is fun, but also people backing it up with stories, like personal stories that they've experienced, like you giving us the scary story. It's like those very little details that I really find that shows and makes the person's true colors come out, and which is why like no two podcasts or no two guests are the same. But I do feel sometimes, because I do look at the comments a lot, and there are a lot of people, especially within like kind of like the short form content that's like clipped, a lot of people are like, oh, this is why some people shouldn't have, not all
podcasts.
people should have podcasts.
Yeah.
And that I think is an interesting kind of slogan or saying that's been kind of circulating a lot amongst the podcast community.
Oh, everyone has a podcast nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about that? Because this idea that a lot of people with podcasts, just having a podcast, there's like at least one person that often says like,
Like,
hey,
who
no,
cares, honestly?
yeah,
Who cares?
Who cares if he has a podcast or not? If you listen, you listen. If you don't, don't.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's,
And just you watching and leaving a comment is actually helpful for me. It gives,
yeah.
it helps it feeds the algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, my point, I think like this. Sometime I can get I just started the podcast, so I don't really have a lot of followers or something like this. But there's I saw kind of 4 or 5 hateful comment. I loved it. I loved it. I love it. Love me, hate me. Love me, hate me. You're gonna watch me.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It is not painful for me.
Yeah, I think I was curious because David, sometimes the bigger you get, obviously you're gonna get a little bit of hate. Like even if everybody likes it, there are gonna be
Yeah.
1 or 2 people that obviously don't like it. How do you deal with these hate comments? Are you just like, oh yeah, screw you, thanks for the views anyways?
There's some damage for you.
So, in my early years as
Yeah.
a YouTuber, of course, I was immature. I got damage, emotional damage, but I just grew and learned how to like just pull the plug,
Right.
just not listen to them. I don't care. They're just random people around the world that don't know me. I don't
Right.
care what they think. Hate is good, like their views after all.
Right.
So I can bear with all the hate comments. Like it doesn't affect me nowadays. But what I cannot bear with is specific hate comments that make false things true.
Right.
Like they add something to the narrative and say like something I never said.
Right.
You know, they like blow something out of proportion and say like he's racist, he's
Right.
like
Right.
homophobic, like, you know, and I never said that in my life, and he said this before, and then people are like, really? Oh, I'm so disappointed in David. And like, that's false information. Like if they are hating on something I said or my opinion, I'm totally fine. It's free
Right.
speech, you know, free opinions. But like if they're making up stuff, like he said like, oh, I hate, you know, this minority, that's making up stuff. And I just can't deal with that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I like sometimes I get like very pissed and like I've never said this. Like give me proof.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of feel attacked because I was on your podcast yesterday and I was kind of referencing a lot, but kind of like as a joke while I'm interviewing you, I was kind of like twisting the words a little bit. But I think there are times where it's like, obviously, you know, the vibe that I'm coming from, and it's kind of obviously the way that I deliver a joke. And there's some people who just actually do give a jokingly hate comment. And I have a lot of people who my friends who would specifically leave a stupid attacking comment. And I think it's kind of funny and it's kind of like understandable. But I do notice when some people like do it out of evil, like they have bad intentions, then I think that's where it kind of gets a little bit not a little bit, quite frustrating.
Yeah.
I'd like to have even that kind of comment.
Oh.
It's attention.
Right.
I don't know.
In my career, I have lost 20,000 subscribers in one day.
Wow.
What happened?
What
Because
did you
of-
do?
What happened?
I don't know
Can we
if
get
I
into
want to
it?
relive this, but basically, it wasn't my comment either. I had a partner, and he said something bad about BTS. Not bad about BTS. He
Oh.
said his opinion about related to BTS.
Mm.
It was, it was blown
Yeah.
out of proportion,
Mm.
and then the fandom started, circulating that on Twitter.
Mm.
Everyone started like
Wow.
clipping that and like hating it. And everybody started a movement, unsubscribe to this channel, unsubscribe,
Wow.
cancel.
Mm.
And then, we lost like 20,000 overnight. And then we suddenly became haters. I didn't even say anything, but the reason I was associated with him, I was on the same channel. Oh, he's probably the same.
Right.
He's a friend with him.
But it's the thing of a podcast. We're gonna improvise the conversation for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and it's not the phrase that we make up.
Yeah.
Naturally. So we can't be a person liked to everybody.
Mm.
Yeah.
We can't satisfy to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a situation like that, what is an advice that you would give maybe someone like me who is kind of like just starting? Would it be the best idea to remove the video or like to release an apology or to like stand your ground or like what is the best way to kind of go
Depends
about?
on each case. Like
Right,
if you
right.
said something really effed up, then you
You
should
should
probably delete
delete
the
it and then-
video. But like if it's something you really believe in, if you like, I did not say anything wrong.
Right.
Then just stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
Don't like if you feel like apologizing. Oh, maybe I might have like offended people.
Right.
Do it. Like do whatever you feel like. But in most cases, if it's just okay,
Right.
a little bit of controversy, I just leave it.
Well, you just leave it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like it's not been a long time. Do you guys know Joe Rogan?
Yes, Joe Rogan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Joe Rogan said N-word
Mm.
Oh.
with black person in
Mhm.
front of him or something like this. But
Yeah.
people say that he was fucking racist or something like
Right,
this. But
right.
actually, he has adopted daughter
Mm-hmm.
which is black.
Mm-hmm.
He's not racist at all.
Mm,
But
mm.
if we just cut correctly 10 seconds of a conversation,
Yeah.
we can be really easily disliked by a lot of person.
Yeah.
But I kind of assume that it's gonna happen for me also.
Mm.
But it doesn't really bother me.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's kind of necessary.
Yeah.
As you know, you know how to edit the video.
Yeah.
You know how to edit the video.
Not a podcast, but yes, I do know how to edit
Yeah.
videos. Yeah.
But as you know all that we can change the context really easily.
Oh, yes.
Right, yeah.
For sure.
Not big deal.
Yeah.
Really easily.
Yeah.
Really easy work. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's so many things in my video that people don't know. Is like I move the orders around all the time. Like I would say a fact and then I would say a following fact, but I'll change the orders or I would remove like a certain part of the clip as well.
Mm.
And it's so easy to manipulate or edit it. And if people have bad intentions,
Mm.
with even like the AI technology getting more advanced,
Yeah.
Mm.
like one of the things that my girlfriend told me is now that I'll be on radio, now that I have my voice online, it's like my girlfriend's like me and my girlfriend we had a conversation that maybe I should start warning my parents about phishing or like voice
deepfake,
phishing.
yeah.
How like some people can get my voice clips and then just like call my parents and act like they're me and like and there are so many things that people can just manipulate.
I've seen a lot of podcasts. One podcast I really like is Colin and Samir. It's a podcast about creators and stuff. Mr.
Alright.
Beast and like all the big creators go on the podcast. And one of the subjects they talked about was the problematic surfacing of deepfake AI technology.
Yeah.
So they were all like victims of that.
Right,
so
right.
Mr. Beast is like the biggest creator in the world. And apparently his face, there's so much audio and footage of
Right.
him out there. Anybody can deepfake him
Exactly.
and like imitate his audio with AI. So apparently there was a video of like, oh, I'm giving out 100 Bitcoin or something like
Yeah.
that. And then
In the
people really
comments,
believed
yeah,
it
yeah.
and got scammed. So like that's like normal nowadays. So
Especially maybe it's because it's someone like Mr. Beast that would kind of do
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
people do seem to just fall for it without double checking.
right.
And it is kind of awful.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, today, I use a lot the ChatGPT and AI.
Mm.
Even for this podcast, it's not me who edit.
Oh, me
it's
too.
AI
Yeah, me too.
who
Oh,
switched
wow.
the camera.
Yeah. I
You
use
have
it too.
that,
Yeah.
and also to make a short video, also it's
Uh-huh.
AI who does
Uh-huh,
that.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you does that.
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
Yeah, so because it reduces a lot of time, work time is for me it's really good thing. But at the same time, sometimes when I scroll, I see some really like a well done video by like a AI. For example, I show you. There is one song of Freddie Mercury, and he sung like a Christmas.
Oh, those ones.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you hear?
I heard like a lot of other versions.
Yeah. Similar things.
It's creepily like a realistic.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I think AIs will be the future computer in the way that if you specialize in being good at using AIs, like that will be a separate skill that people can specialize in. Like
Right,
just
right.
knowing what AIs to use.
Right. Yeah, these kind of videos. I've seen a lot. Oh, isn't this gonna get like copyrighted because of music?
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too well done.
It's creepy.
I don't care about the presents.
Yeah.
Underneath the Christmas tree. I just
Feels like
want
Christmas
it
now.
for my own, more than you
Yeah,
could
this one.
ever know. Make my wish come true.
We could probably make you sing as well, David, with all your clips and stuff.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
you see that?
That's crazy.
Crazy well done.
Yeah, in like in the Korean sector too. I don't know if you guys like K-pop, but G Dragon, he has like a very distinctive style.
Right.
Mhm.
There are so many G Dragon AI covers, like G Dragon singing to New Jeans music,
Right,
and it's
right.
exactly like his style. Like even the rap, it's crazy.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting how, at first, deepfakes were kind of, when it first started out, it was always related to like nudes and like kind of sexual stuff.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that. How did you know?
I follow
Do you
Philip DeFranco.
do you consume?
No, I follow Philip DeFranco and other news sources from a long time ago.
Okay,
But
okay.
now this idea of deepfakes is just kind of generalized. Like back then, it was just celebrities and them making it to do sexual stuff. But now it's just to
Really?
anything. Even why do you act like you don't know? You're putting me on the side.
This is new.
I'm a good Christian boy. How do
Say
you-
everything, David.
I'm a good Christian boy. How do you
No,
put me?
my favorite keyword of Pornhub is Karen.
Karen?
What? What's that?
Karen?
I really don't know.
Karen.
You don't know Karen?
Karen, like it's the name of like a really explain.
It's like somebody in the grocery stores that asks for
Yeah,
the
I know.
manager.
I know that, Karen.
Yeah.
yeah, but the Karen fuck. Somebody.
Apparently, his favorite category is Karen.
I have no idea. Maybe I need to do research on this, but I know what
Please-
a Karen is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no idea.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there are some guy who type just big ass or sometimes big boob, but me, Karen. I don't know why.
I know.
Interesting.
Very
Okay.
interesting.
It's too different than your podcast, right? This subject.
It's interesting because you know how Spotify always releases the end of year kind of what is that called?
Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, Spotify Wrapped. I don't know if you guys know, but every year at the end of the year, Pornhub also releases a data of global and like which regions searched up like what their favorite categories are,
Oh.
and Pornhub releases it every year.
You're an expert. Huh?
In research, I'm a journalist. Can I say I'm a journalist? No, but it is really interesting to see, and I think I still have the screenshot of last year's one.
Oh, really?
And it's always a nice like topic to talk about.
So
like,
you always like, search it again and
no, no, but it is a really interesting like which countries see which consume which.
It's
kind of
really interesting
category.
subject because the statistic of consummation of Mia Khalifa.
Mia Khalifa.
Don't act like you don't know.
No, I really
You don't know
know.
Mia
Where-
Khalifa?
No, you know.
She has a-
She's a porn star?
She used to be an announcer.
Good
from
porn
one-
star.
She's a good porn star. What is
I
a good
hope
porn star?
that.
I think she used to be an announcer or something. She
Khalifa.
used to do mainstream, and then she released some videos of her doing adult films, and then now she's retired. She doesn't make any, I believe.
You don't know her?
No. Is she Indian?
I
Arabic.
believe so.
Arabic.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Or
okay,
some-
okay.
yeah.
Well,
So-
she looks pretty, yeah. I gotta admit, I mean, there's some reason
Is
she's
it
popular.
acting or?
No, for
Are you
real,
sure?
like for real.
I think she used to not. Yeah, she used to not do it, and she just did it for fun for like I think maybe only a few videos.
A lot
And
of it.
then-
No, a lot of video.
So she's like,
she's retired.
Yeah,
from
she's
what- yeah, yeah.
retired.
And
Oh,
then
expert.
she did. I saw her interview on a few other podcasts.
you know everything about.
No, it's basic knowledge
It's basic
between
knowledge,
men,
you don't
between
know, yeah.
boys. Huh?
Okay,
As
my
a
bad.
She's really famous.
My
yeah,
bad.
I watch a lot of news, so which is why I
Nudes or news?
news.
Okay.
So she's number one.
She was.
She
kind
was
of.
for a long time.
Really?
She was
It's
for a
very
long time.
interesting.
Yeah, because the majority of consummation is done in Arabic country.
Oh,
What?
Because
Wait, isn't it haram or something like that?
no, because she in Arabic country is too like sex culture is too close.
yeah.
So that's why ironically they consume a lot
Right.
of like
A lot of-
Arabic physique girls
Really?
porn.
yeah.
That's where I was getting to because like normally I would think like the most popular would be like white women or
Yeah.
something like
Mm.
that, but that's a very interesting result.
I
Why
think-
you think that the most popular is white woman?
Because maybe I'm in Korea and like the main dominant, culture outside is like white, but
And I think it
Yeah.
is because she was already famous in mainstream media, and then she went. She
Okay.
did some adults. She went into the adult
Hmm.
industry for a little bit,
I need
which
to
is
check it
why
out maybe.
it's like if some other big famous celebrity
Okay.
decides to go into that area, that person will blow off.
David, you think you can hang out with ex porn star?
Oh, like date?
No, hang out,
Hang out?
official
Yeah,
relationship.
sure. Why not? I think it would be really interesting.
And you watched already her porn. For
Yeah,
example.
yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
What would you be able to date? Not a porn star, but a girl who does OnlyFans.
I don't judge honestly.
So you wouldn't
I
mind?
could if
Oh.
she has
She
nice
does
personality.
actually.
Oh, right now?
Yes.
That's
Yeah. She's currently doing OnlyFans.
That's
Me no. Me
that's that's a little too much for
Yeah.
me. Like I don't judge on people's pasts and whatever they did, but
Like
like
you judge on their present.
but if you're doing OnlyFans right now,
Mm.
you're showing your body like to a lot of people.
Mm.
Why you're dating me? So I don't think that would.
But because it's different thing, relationship and showing on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
I guess
OnlyFans.
like some people could say it's a
It's
job
just,
or
okay,
a professional.
It's just feet. It's just feet.
Feet?
Just feet.
Okay, then I could date.
You can, feet's okay.
Boobs, like no face.
yeah, no face,
Does
boobs.
she give me allowance money?
Why is she giving you money? That's some Andrew Tate category right there.
Nah, yeah, I think I could do that. Yeah.
Interesting.
And you, yeah, you're in.
I'm a good Christian boy. How dare?
Well, you seem to know a lot.
I know a lot of research. I think, but
okay.
and also this is. I'm surprised you don't know.
No, I've never heard
But
of her.
in Christianism, the consuming porn is haram.
It
Of
is
course,
a
yeah.
sin. Yeah, because it's one of the deadly sins, lust. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
consuming porn. So people will debate whether it is like it's still a sin, but whether it's like how bad it is, a lot of people would debate because it's been so normalized.
Mm.
But yeah, I think in the textbook of Bible, I think most people would say it is a sin.
Yeah, everything's changing nowadays. Even yesterday, like the Pope announced, like gay marriage
Yeah,
is now like accepted in like the Catholic. you
Yeah.
know.
Mm.
So everything's changing apparently. Catholic is the most conservative, right? And then the Pope is coming
Oh,
out saying,
yeah.
like, yeah, we bless gay marriage. Yeah, so
yeah. But religious is always a hard topic because even amongst the Christian community, there's always conflict about everything, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, you can say like even the smallest idea about like tattoos, like it's one of the biggest debate that people have been debating for years, whether it's a sin or not.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy to stay out of it and let people fight on their own as well.
But tattoo is really not well seen in Korea also. But,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you know that Korean Christianism is very different than like other
Oh.
countries' Christianism.
Yeah.
It's mixed with totemism.
Mm.
For example, 새벽 기도,
Oh.
morning praying,
Mm.
is come from totemism.
Mm.
yeah. I'm not.
I think,
Yeah, yeah, too knowledgeable about it.
totemism too. I think it's mixed with nationalism a lot too.
What's
I
for
see
example?
I see it from my grandma. She
Okay.
prays that a certain political party in Korea wins the election, and she believes that's God's will.
Yeah.
And like the Communist Party is like Satan and evil.
Yeah.
And like the left side is like,
right.
and she goes out to like, you know, protest with the Korean flag and like
The American flag.
Not, she doesn't do that, but like a lot of old people do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, a
And,
lot
like,
of people
them, they do like Christian, you know,
Mm.
celebrations and Gwangamun and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So very mixed.
Yeah, very mixed.
Yeah, but I don't have a religion, but what I feel in Korea is like, for example, it's not been a long time. I saw one woman who was doing his manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
and she said she just was holding a flag card,
Mm-hmm.
a flag,
Oh,
wrote against homosexuality,
Uh-huh.
right.
against like a American army,
Right.
against this kind of thing. But I was living in France for years,
Mm.
and when I watched this kind of thing, is ridiculous,
Yeah.
Mm.
ridiculous. I honestly, I said to her, stop it,
Mm.
Wow.
don't do it here.
Mm-mm.
And she was really angry, and I just said, fuck off,
Mm.
Wow.
fuck off, because I was angry. I was
Yeah.
really angry because, you know, imagine that you have a like a homosexual, like a son in your
Mm.
family,
Mm.
and then you see this kind of people,
Oh, she was against the
homosexuality.
okay. Yeah. That's like disrespectful for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I think even though I am Christian, whether you're any other religion, I think people should just general rule of thumb is just respect each other, and as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as not doing anything illegal, as long as you're being not discriminatory, not hurting anybody,
Mm.
I think, and or trying to force it down people's throat.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I think
That's the problem.
because the issue is that people, even though they strongly believe, sometimes there is a certain degree, and that if you go past that, people will obviously be hurt,
Mm.
and yeah, I think that's where the issue kind of begins.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
Mm.
How Christianism see non-binary people?
non-binary,
Transgender.
transgender people. I think
Mm.
Christians,
Like Orthodox Christian, everything's wrong.
yeah.
LGBTQ, everything's wrong
Mm.
in
Yeah.
Orthodox Christianity, I think.
So yeah, it's hard to generalize every Christian, and I'm not obviously speaking on behalf of every Christian culture, but it would be often seen the LGBT community is, like you said, is probably in Orthodox Christianity is seen
Mm.
as the wrong. Yeah,
Mm.
Okay.
which is
And you, how do you think
I
about that?
I think you should always, yeah, like I said, general rule of thumb, like don't force Christianity, don't go and like say bad things. As long as you're not being discriminatory, I think it's fine. Whether they want to like live their life or whether they have their own beliefs, I think it's, let them be. Like
Yeah.
Mm.
Everyone has their own life, and
Yeah.
as long as you're not causing harm to other people, you can believe what you
Yeah.
believe.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I think the issue it's like some of the issues that the Korean feminist or the LGBT or even like vegans, or the reason some communities get their backlash is because they're trying to kind of force it down people's throat. Like the whole no oil, like
Mm.
just say no oil or something. Like the reason it's getting kind of backlash.
No oil. What?
There's a protest. It's a recent protest in Germany and other parts of Western
Ah.
culture where, yeah, and the reason they're getting backlash is because they're causing issues to others. And I'm not saying like you should just be silent, and that's not what I'm saying. But
Mm.
as when you're going out of your ways, and you're kind of hurting or discriminating or making like hurting other people, then that is when the issues with any strong topic kind
Yeah.
of begins.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, well, that was an interesting take from Mia Khalifa to Christianity that I didn't
Oh wow, that was a big
not
transition.
expect. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is I was living in France for a long time, and I came back to Korea. It's been 3 years, and weirdly,
Mm.
maybe for you also and for you also, but my relationship with a friend kind of changed in the level of form, because I only had a dude friend in France,
Mm.
but now only girlfriend. Weirdly,
You only have female
Mm.
friends?
I kind of became like a gay friend for them.
Mm.
Oh.
I like to talk with girls.
Mm.
I don't know why. Maybe a lot of estrogen in my body right now because I'm 35 years old.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I have majority of my friends. You have a lot of female friends as well, right?
I have both. Yeah.
Maybe that comes with age. As you get older.
Wow.
I don't know.
You're
I'm
really
still really
saying
young.
I'm only 32.
Yeah,
He's
that's,
only 35, did you say?
35.
Yeah.
that's decades away from. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay.
But yeah, for me, I have majority of my close friends seems to be guys. So yeah,
Okay.
not too sure. Maybe it's a bit of a thing that I should be jealous of,
Okay.
that you have only female friends. Do you think that is a good thing? Do you prefer that, having all female friends or having all male friends? Which one do you think is kind of
I don't know, man. Sometime, honestly, sometime I get annoyed by females thing when I hang around with a female friend. One time I traveled in Busan and I stayed with my I really love this friend, female friend, and I stayed like a 24-hour with this person.
wow?
Like maybe you understand because I really don't like a touristic question from a foreign friend, because I
Oh.
used to I'm not
Ah.
guide like they asked me what is it, what does it mean,
Right,
what is
right.
it, what does it mean. At the first time I answer everything, but 24-hour with her I was like
Got tired.
can you just stop question please?
Yeah. Because at times it's like I don't know. It's like, can you do your own research? But yeah,
Yeah, because dude doesn't really care about this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I agree, but I want to ask, and this has been a topic that I'm pretty sure David is expecting, and you've also had before. Can guys and girls be friends?
Subtly.
Because
Yeah.
some people, this is like a debate within very kind of strong.
I told you, like,
Yeah.
they can be friends if they're, like, both ugly.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're unattracted to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're, like, attractive,
Mm.
they have a very low possibility of being true friends. Yeah.
right.
Mm.
I don't know. Sincerely, for me, I have a lot of attractive girlfriend, like big boobs, big ass, everything. But I said we became too friends, like family. So I said to myself, even if you're naked in front of me, I'm not gonna do anything. Like I don't know, is feeling is not there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's gonna like erected in my penis or
right.
something like this. But I don't have a desire to. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with David. And usually I'm in the side that I'm the busted one. I'm the one that's, so it's like it usually works out. But also, there are some Dunader that I'm like kind of friendly with, but also it's hard to say. We're friends, but also we meet once every 2 years or like once a year kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm usually the one that's like, they treat me like a eggy, so it's like, yeah, they know that I'm kind of busted or
Yeah,
like,
it's
towards that
possible.
kind of vibes.
It's possible, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're busted. You're
It's possible that you're
don't-
busted.
Don't say yourself is ugly. Don't
Yeah, I
have high self-esteem. You know.
I think I came to, oh, so did you, so this is interesting. Did you always, like, because for me, I found it really hard to be in front of a camera at first, which is why I did radio in New Zealand. For 3.5 years, I hid my face because I love talking and I love giving my opinions and telling stories.
And I love it.
Thank you. But I was never comfortable with my face. And the only reason I was forced to be on camera was through TBS. And through that, I kind of accepted that even if I'm a little busted, it's fine.
Yeah.
And were you guys always confident or like okay with like being in front of camera?
No, for sure, no.
Really?
I wasn't comfortable in being in front of people too. Like,
Wow.
yeah, the camera was a big step for me, but I don't know. Maybe I'm too like what do you call it? 속물, like a earthly person. But I like money.
Yeah.
Being in front of the camera brings you a lot of money,
Isn't money one of the
so I can
sins?
sacrifice putting my face out there for
Wow.
for the money.
Do you care of yourself? Kind of you work out for.
Like just average, not like too much, but just enough to stay healthy, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Me, when I was young, I surely tried to being handsome. I made an effort, a lot of effort, like I remove some fat and something like this, and a haircut or something like this. But now I really feel that so it's done. It's really done. So I just assume that so I'm not really attractive physically. So I feel like I choose another character from me,
Right.
you know. So before, even if I shut my mouth, it can be attractive. But
Right.
now I just choose another character from me. So I'm happy. So that means that in front of camera, I don't care.
Oh.
I don't care because I know that I'm ugly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, I think I was in the similar boat, and luckily, I have a girlfriend who has always complimented me, and even though I don't believe her, she always says that I'm handsome and stuff, which is why it's kind of helped me kind of with my self-esteem. But
Yeah.
Maybe for her, you're really handsome. Now.
Yeah.
no,
Because when we are in love, we
Yeah.
become kind of blind.
yeah, but apparently I heard that.
Is that a compliment or?
But I did recently hear.
Yes, it's not compliment, but also compliment.
Thank you, I guess.
Thank you or not.
Yeah. But I did hear if a girl thinks that a boyfriend is cute, that's like game over. If a girl thinks a guy is cute, apparently that's like the end. Like that's not even like finding this guy handsome. It's not even that like kind of that a honeymoon phase. And yeah, I think a lot of us guys, we probably don't understand because cute isn't a compliment, kind of.
No, I think it's way different. The sentiment between Korean 귀여워, cute, and like Western people saying
Exactly.
cute is
Mm.
totally different. Western
It
girls,
doesn't mean 귀여워.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean.
Oh,
It
Yeah.
means handsome.
right.
Yeah.
so which one means handsome? Like the
The
Korean?
Western version of cute is like, oh, he's handsome, sexy. Like
Oh.
I like to,
Yeah.
maybe date him. But like in Korea, oh, 귀여워, that means like you're a baby.
Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is really interesting because, yeah, I recently watched a lot of guys' perspective how it's like if cute isn't really a great compliment. Well, in the girls' side, it's like I've heard a lot of girls say, oh, if a guy is cute, that's like game over. Like that means like I'm in love. Like, so I think it's very different. Maybe we'll have a female guest and then she will be able to
Yeah.
answer in the future.
In French, there's a proverb that says that half,
Take your time.
if simply if she's laughing, she's kind of already in the bed on the bed.
Mm.
That's
Because
interesting.
it's really meaningful that we see like a laughing female because
Right.
it works.
Yeah.
Something works.
Yeah.
I think that is something that I learned. Like it's okay if I'm not handsome. It's like as long as I'm funny, entertaining. It's like I have other personalities that do help.
But it's unfair because like conventionally unattractive people, they have to work really hard to make a girl laugh.
Right.
Like you need to have comedic skills,
Yeah.
like all that kind of
Charisma,
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if a handsome person just does nothing,
Yeah.
they laugh.
I don't know.
That's how the world works.
I've never been there, so I have no idea.
Like a handsome person is like, says a stupid joke. They're like,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
But a
It's
rich
unfair.
person doesn't need anything.
oh.
Sure. They don't even have to talk. Yeah. I don't know that either. It's honestly, I don't
Me
know.
neither.
I don't know that either.
I'd like to be one day. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, in the near future, we can be at least rich. I don't know about being good looking, but and I do appreciate BTS because he's made, like we talked about before, he's made Asians a little bit more attractive in a lot of people's
it's
eyes.
really good
That's
subject.
kind of weird, but okay. I get what
Yeah,
you're
you-
saying. Yeah.
But thanks BTS, I appreciate it a little bit. But
It's
yes,
the side effect.
yes, the side effect of them being
Yeah.
attractive. Yeah.
Really good subject because when I was in France, in some party, I'm not even male. I didn't feel that I am
Yeah.
male for a lot
Oh.
of people.
Right,
I
right.
really felt that kind of reaction because, as you know, we meet some girls and there's some reaction different than like a male's reaction.
Yeah.
We feel something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna happen between us or not.
Yeah.
There's kind of tension, stress, or good stress also. But with certain person in Europe, I really felt that no, it's never gonna happen because I really felt that they're not interested at all because I'm Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah, But I was really fucked up with. I really didn't like that situation, but
Yeah.
not in Korea. Maybe in some party in Korea also, but less. Like as my ex-girlfriend said that in England I'm not even male.
Wow.
You know.
That
But,
is harsh.
But you know, it's true, kind of true.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. That's sad, but
Yeah.
hopefully more representation in media. Like,
Yeah.
like me in England, Sunny. You know, there's
Yeah.
Sunny. There's BTS. There's,
Sunny.
Yeah, Son Heung-min.
Sonungmin.
We call him Sunny.
Yeah, Sunny.
Son-
Okay.
So maybe more representation will make more Asian males attractive.
Mm.
And even if it doesn't, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sorted.
just be confident. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sorted. So that's fine.
Confidence is everything.
Yeah, that is true. Confidence is definitely the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, like aesthetic is so culture.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I think I need to run now.
sorry.
Yeah, so maybe
Yeah, next time.
outro or is it just ending like this?
No, there is no outro.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
thank you for coming.
Wow.
No worries.
yeah, sorry. My ride is here. So.
Yeah,
Oh.
like a last word from you and from you.
Well, it was very enjoyable. I've never really done a podcast truly unscripted and like bouncing back and forth with so many topics. So yeah, it's very fun. Just felt like chatting with friends.
Right.
Very comfortable. I really admire the whole studio. Getting a lot of inspiration. So I might make my own in the future. And thanks for inviting me.
It's
Yeah.
my pleasure.
Mm.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks for having me as a guest. I've never really, like similar to what David said, I've never been in a situation where I was a guest. Oftentimes I would have to prepare a script or I would have to prepare like kind of the structure. So this is very new. I do want to say that I still do love New Zealand. Please do not hate me or clip it. But obviously that's a joke. But yeah, and anybody who, if I can do a little plug-in for myself, if anybody wants to, absorb Korean news, feel free to follow me, and I do daily Korean news.
Yeah,
Very concise.
there will be link with this video.
Thank you. But yeah, I really appreciate it, and hopefully in the future you can bring us back for round 2 maybe.
Yep.
Okay. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.